When it comes to working in InDesign, preparation and organization is key. When we start working in InDesign and developing layouts, a lot can go into a document, so it can be just as important what's going on outside InDesign as what's going on inside. Depending on your project, a document can include a lot of content, include many resources, files and images. So it will help to have a place to manage all your content and files during a project, and also where you will want to export your files. Before starting any InDesign project, I would highly recommend taking steps to be organized, which will greatly improve your workflow. In this video, I want to discuss how to best prepare for your projects in InDesign. So when it comes to using InDesign, the more organized you are, the easier the whole process will be. As mentioned earlier, in InDesign, documents can contain many linked images and files, so it can be helpful to know where they all are. One method I find really practical when undertaking projects in InDesign is to have a project folder set up beforehand. With the download folder open, click into folder 1, Course Assets, click into folder 2, Project Folder, and you will see a folder called Blank Project Folder. This download folder comes with multiple projects and a ton of assets and resources we will be using in this course. You can find the link to acquire the folder from the description. Now, to help you with this process, you can also refer to the worksheet that comes as part of this course. This document can also be found in the downloadable folder that comes with this course. With the download folder open, click into folder 2, Practice Files, and open the Practice Worksheets InDesign file. If we scroll down to page 2, we can see a variety of worksheets. For this video, we are going to look at the Project Preparation worksheet. With the selection tool, I'll click on the Project Preparation thumbnail. Now I'll either come to the links panel and click Edit Original, or I'll hold Alt on the keyboard and double click on the worksheet thumbnail, and the worksheet will open up in its own document. In the worksheet, you can see what we are going to cover and a folder structure you can reference below. Now, a lot of people will have different ways of organizing their files, and there's lots of ways you can do it. This is a logical approach that I take, and if you don't already have a system in place, I recommend you take some inspiration from this. This is a folder template and the structure I use when creating projects in InDesign, and before I start a project, I will always duplicate this folder and rename it. This is a single folder, and inside it contains other folders. The first folder is called Assets, the next folder is called Resources, next we have Layouts, and the last folder is called Publish. If I click into the Assets folder, you will see some additional folders named AI all the way through to TIFF. These folders are all here to contain any assets that I want to include in my InDesign document. I find having a folder for each format makes it easy to manage my files instead of having all the assets bunched together in one folder. Now, I may not use all these file types, but they are there just in case I find myself using them in future. Now, you may notice some unexpected file formats in here, such as GIF and MP4. Now, it is possible to add video, audio, and animated GIFs to your InDesign files, but more on this later in the course. So back out into the main folder, next we have the Resources folder. Now, the resource folder will be for any content or files regarding the document, such as text documents, briefs, or spreadsheets you may receive from a client or discover or prepare yourself in the process. This is a neat place to keep all your resources. Next, we have the Layout folder. This is where I will save my InDesign documents. Here I have a folder called IDML, where I can save backwards compatible files. And lastly, we have the Publish folder. In the Publish folder, there are 3 folders, one called PDF, one called JPEG, and one called EPUB. Here is where I will keep my exported files from my InDesign documents. If I export PDFs, they will be placed in the PDF folder, and any JPEGs in the JPEG folder, and any EPUBs in the EPUB folder. So this is a folder structure that ensures that I have a place to keep all my project files, and I know where everything is for any given project. Now, to some, it may seem a little extreme to have a folder for each image format, but trust me, in my experience, when working with lots of images, I have found keeping everything organized like this can really help with your workflow, especially when coming back to documents after a while of not working with them. Searching and locating assets on the computer can be a pain. So trust me, you will be rewarded for your organization overall, and you will thank yourself in future. So I would always recommend having a folder structure like this in place before beginning a project. So before you start any InDesign project, it's wise to create a project folder. I always find the more organized I am allows me to concentrate on being creative, rather than worrying where all my source images and content is. If you want to get hold of this project folder to be organized, ready for your project, remember you can acquire it from the download folder. With the project folder open, click into folder 1 course assets, into folder 2 project folder, and make a copy of the blank project folder and then paste this somewhere where you know you can access it. So before we start getting hands-on in InDesign, let's now create a project folder together, which we will now use for the rest of this course. With the download folder open, click into folder 1 course assets, into folder 2 project folder, make a copy of the blank project folder and paste this somewhere where you know you can access it. I'm going to paste a copy here on my desktop and rename this course folder. From now on, any files I create for this course will be placed in this folder. So just like that, I have instantly prepared myself to work in an InDesign document with maximum efficiency. I always find the more organized I am will allow me to concentrate on being creative rather than worrying about where all my source images and content is. So up to this point in the course, we have learned some of the most fundamental paradigms of InDesign, practicing with worksheets to understand all the creative features that InDesign has to offer. We're about to move on to the most exciting step and bring everything we've learned together to start creating some projects from scratch. But before that, it will help to reflect on some of the things we have learned before we get into the nitty-gritty of creating projects. In the next video, we're going to do a quick recap and get warmed up, ready to take the next big step in this creative adventure. So see you in the next video.